Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be sharing golden tips which will help you ace your exam. I will be sharing nuggets of information based on actual exam taking experience that will be highly useful to those preparing to sit for the CSCP exam. The regular guidelines about the testing center will be sent to your email address when you will schedule your test. Moreover, you can go through the initial guidelines of the test before it begins, once you are logged into the testing system. Please bear in mind that before you begin attempting the questions, there should be some kind of strategy in your mind to ensure that you would utilize your time well and how would you attempt questions that you would be doubtful about. There should be only one objective in your mind while attempting the exam questions, and that is reaching the last question as fast as you can so that you can save some time for a calm review of the difficult questions. So let's begin. Tip number 1. Before you sit on the working station where you will begin the test, I would advise you to ask for at least 3 rough sheets from the testing center representative for rough work. Please do not misplace your rough sheets since you will have to return them to the testing center. They will count them before you will leave from there. Tip number 2. Read the question twice along with the given choices A, B, C and D, even if you have figured out the correct answer. If both the times your mind concludes the same answer without any qualms or inhibitions, then mark the correct answer and proceed to the next question. Tip number 3. Look for the keyword. Now this is very important tip. In case you have not figured out the answer after reading the question twice, then read it for the third time and look for the keywords in the question. If you don't find any keyword in the question, then read the given choices A, B, C and D and recall the definition of each term given in the choice. This might help you to connect them with the question. If you are still unable to figure out the correct answer or you are unsure about your selected choice, then flag this question for a later review after selecting one most relevant answer as per your understanding. Do not leave the question blank. In case you are short of time in the end, you have at least attempted the question and you never know, it might be the correct answer. In case you are unaware of the term flagging, then please note that flagging means you have flagged this question for a later review. Once you would finish your test, it would give you a full summary showing all the unattempted questions as well as flagged questions. You can click on the review of each and make the corrections if required. Tip number 4. Doubtful about the answer. Don't spend too much time on one question. When you are not sure of the answer, even after reading it twice or thrice, I always suggest my students to flag it and move on to the next question after selecting the most appropriate choice. You might be able to figure out the answer at the end of the exam when you will be reviewing all the flagged questions, because in the end you will have attempted so many related questions that the right answer might click to you right then. Sometimes some other question can trigger the right response that helps you connect the dots of other question that you initially found difficult to solve. Therefore, don't waste too much energy and time on one question. Just move on. Before moving on to the next tip, please note that if you find value in this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and pressing the bell icon. Tip number 5. Timing for each question. There are 150 questions and you have around 3.5 hours or 210 minutes. This means that you have approximately 1.4 minutes to answer each question, which is more than enough. You can easily read one question 5 times in 1.4 minutes unless you are not sleepy or distracted. All the above activities which I have discussed in tip 2 and tip number 3 should not take more than a minute. Tip number 6. As soon as you encounter first numerical question, pick up your rough sheet and first write question number on the sheet. This will help you to easily come back to this sheet when you will be reviewing your numerical problems in the end. Now, read the question and write down the relevant formula on the rough sheet. And at the same time, start making our data of given parameters as shown in the given example on the screen. I have specifically written it down for my viewers so that they can have a better idea. You can see the highlighted text in the orange font. This is the headers, main headers which I have prepared, which you have to prepare in the exam on the rough sheet so that you can easily solve your question. You can easily see that I have clearly written question number 35. Then I have written relevant formula which will be applied to solve this question. Then I have written down all the given parameters or data. Now let's read the question. Question number 35. An XYZ company stocks whiteboards and black markers and orders them to a local supplier once every 3 weeks, 15 working days, that is. Lead time is 2 days. The company has determined that the average demand for black markers is 150 per week, that's 5 working days, and it wants to keep a safety stock of 4 days in hand. An order is to be placed this week and stock on hand is 130 black markers. What is the target level? Now you can easily see snapshot of my rough sheet which I have specifically made for my viewers. That's how I have prepared the data, and after that I have done all the calculation. Once you have solved the question and figured out the answer, just put a line at the end of the rough sheet so that you can easily differentiate between the working of the next numerical. See, you can see question number 9. I have put a line at the end of question number 35, and then so that I can easily differentiate between the two numericals. Let's move to tip number 7. Flag all numerical problems for a quick review. When I was attempting numerical problems in my exam, I marked the relevant answer of the numerical, but I did flag the questions too, so that I could review them in the end and do one quick calculation just to be sure that I am not making any mathematical error. I took out the rough sheet and then did quick calculation again. Please note that there is a small button in the test window for a calculator. You can click the button and calculator will pop up on your screen. Let's see what we have in tip number 8. Go for a second review. In the end, when you review your questions, make sure to remove flags from those questions for which you have figured out the answer with confidence, but keep those flagged for which you are still unsure about. By unflagging questions in the first review, you will have less questions to review the second time, provided that you have enough time to have a second review in the end. Let's move to tip number 9. Don't end your test even if you have spare time left. Don't end your test even if you have finished it before time. Keep reviewing your flag questions. Always remember that when you are reviewing your questions in a relaxed mindset, your mind is operating at a different frequency and you have a better output as compared to your earlier state when you are rushing to complete the test. Tip number 10. Ask printout of your result. Once your test has been finished, don't forget to ask the testing center representative for the printout of your test. I have few general tips as well which I would like to share with my viewers, and those are: number 1, sleep well before the exam. Something ultra important to remember is sleeping well before the exam. You need to be your A game on the day of the test. Sleeplessness will make it difficult for you to make connections among the concepts and you will end up getting frustrated. So please sleep well. My general tip 2 for you is consume brain powering natural food items into your diet a week or before the exam, such as cocoa, dry fruits, berries, etc. On the day of the exam, don't go for the test on a full stomach because it will make you lazy. At the same time, don't go there starving. Consume light but energizing food. I have shared all the tips which really helped me in passing my test, and I hope these will work for you as well. I wish you all the best for your exam.